So to kind of get a couple buckets at the end felt good. Just kind of having the next play mentality to make plays, and coach still believed in me to make plays down the stretch, and I was kind of able to get to the rim and get to a spot and get it done.
You guys held them to 15 points in the third quarter, and when your offense as a team wasn't really gaining traction. How did you guys dig in during that period, and do you feel like that changed the game there?
Just defense. How many points did they score? How many points?
96.
Just kind of sticking to it on that end, and that's kind of been the series though. There hasn't really been a lot of high-scoring games in the series, but man, I think we were just able to kind of buckle down defensively and execute a lot of stuff we were trying to do. Made a couple adjustments, and I think that kind of helped us win down the stretch. Sticking with it.
So through 3 quarters, it felt like you was taking some of the same shots that maybe last game required. Just down the stretch, the kickouts, the sprouts, all the decision making you had. Like what level of trust does that take, and what's been your relationship with the concept of trust this year?
There's a balance that you have to find. When to attack, when to pass, when to make the right play, when to not make the right play, and trust your skill. Something that I battle with a lot and try to be really good at. And a lot of great players battle with it and try to be really good at it. But ultimately, it just comes down to, for the most part, taking what the defense gives you, and trusting your teammates. You need them to win at a high level, and that's clear as day. And I want to win at a high level, so I have no option.
You mentioned times where you have to not make the right play. Can you think of instances like that tonight?
Not off the top of my head, but I know, like, probably one of the shots I shot in the fourth quarter probably was double contested. I felt I had a good couple minute stretch there late in the fourth, and kind of just trusted my work and my hot hand.
You said you can. What do you think?
I hit like 8 in a row or something. Like, just kind of like some of them probably look like tough shots, but it's stuff that he works on, and I think that's like part of it. Like, you work out to get those shots, so I think to people watching it probably is like, oh, he should have passed it, but like those were shots that we wanted him to shoot. So, but yeah, down the stretch he was great. Like, I don't know how many he hit in a row, but kind of just kept us in the game the whole game.
On the backboard.
Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah, that was like that one. Like,
There you go.
That was ill-advised, but just trust your work. Yeah.
You talk about that stretch. You had 4 in a row. Do you feel like that was one of the bigger stretches of your career to this point?
Maybe, yeah, probably most meaningful. This was probably the most meaningful game I played in my career. Game 7, my second year in the bubble. But probably I would say. Sure.
You mentioned Game 7, second year in the bubble. How have you evolved as a leader, especially vocally, over time since then? And how does that matter right now, considering where you guys are?
Yeah, I've just grown through experiences. That year, there was a lot of like personalities and leaders on that team. Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder. A lot of guys that like lead in their own way and do it at a high level. So just being able to kind of sit back in my second year in NBA and watch that, kind of learn from it, and then also ultimately do it in my own way so it's authentic and taken seriously.
You've been on Kyrie a lot this series, taking some turns on Luka. Why do you think you guys have been successful limiting them as you have been, especially tonight, 27 points and 31 shots for them?
Tough binds, and I think we've had good grit the whole time, just kind of stick with what we want to do defensively and kind of just live with some of the results. But it's a tough task, so it takes a village to guard guys like that. Like, it's not like one-on-one. We don't want to leave, like, for example, we don't want to leave Lou on an island with Luka consistently. But yeah, just kind of being ready for kind of next man up, ready to help, and kind of just be there for each other.
Shai, you guys got 65 points through three quarters, they're swatting all kinds of things in the paint. Going into that fourth quarter, what's kind of the feeling that you have and, the approach that you have going in?
Be aggressive, but be smart. With a team like that, you have to have really smart attacks and good. We call them like rim decisions. They're so good at the rim with such good size. Even though it feels like open or a close shot, it ends up being difficult. So just find the one more, find the spray, find the open shot, but also at the same time being aggressive. And if the opportunity presents itself, to let it fly.
Didn't have it going offensively tonight, but found ways to be effective. 4 steals stands out. You just talk about the mindset and the ability it takes to kind of forget about those missed shots and continue to be aggressive and find ways to be effective in this high pressure situation.
In the playoffs, I think what I'm kind of just getting comfortable with is like, you're going to have to take some tough shots, but you can't let that really like affect the rest of your game. So trying to get in there, rebound, just be ready to make plays. I got to go down on the other end regardless, make or miss and guard Kyrie, or be able to switch on to Luka, or play small when we do. So just trying to rebound, make the right pass for our guys, and just kind of be ready to play the other part of basketball. There's like 95% of the time, you don't have the ball, so try and hold myself accountable to do other things if offense isn't going. It's only half the game, and like I said, trying to rebound more, play hard on defense, and not hurt us on the defense end.
Shai, you mentioned some of that internal battle. How much is that sort of like compounded whenever you're really rolling, you're in a zone, and it gets to the end, and like a lot of guys would just play hero ball the rest of the way, but you continue to be unselfish and like hit some guys for some threes that really put the game away?
Yeah, it's a feel out thing. Game 3, I shot like a pull up 3. I missed, and I probably shouldn't have shot it. So it's like a make or miss thing. If it goes in, I'm a hero. So like I have moments. You just work through it, and try to find. I honestly just find myself working through it and trying to find the right balance, and trying to be aggressive with it at the same time. But more often than not, trying to make the right play.
The difference between going down 3-1 and now tying the series up is obviously immense. How much are you thinking about that during the game?
Not a lot once you get into like the swing of things and what's going on. It's hard to focus on anything other than what's in front of you with each possession. But like all day, I could feel it. I know what the stakes were tonight for sure.
Hey, what was the conversation there at the end with Kaysen? Like, was there some miscommunication there? Like, what was that?
Oh yeah. When I was yelling at him. Yeah. So we were gonna so we were up 3 with 9 seconds left, and we were going to this is common knowledge. We were going to foul so that they go to the free throw line and don't get like a 3-point shot. And Dub was right there about to foul. Queso went to double team and left somebody open, PJ Washington, who's been shooting the piss out of it. So I was very confused. But yeah, it was just a miscommunication. I apologize to Queso out there. I felt bad. He does nothing wrong all game, and the one thing he does wrong, I yell at him, but we're good.
Your coach mentioned tonight that you guys have an uncommon ability to stay together. Jacob, how has this team helped you, not even just on the court, but off the court, grow this season?
I think a lot of it trickles down from last year. We were together through a lot of we had a more up and down, like bumpy season last year. And I think that made us really close. But I think a lot of it, is like who we bring in, who we've kind of drafted. We have a lot of good guys.